Sleepwalking is something I actually wanted to ask you about. What have you got for us on sleepwalking recently?
So people can look into the work of Karl von Reichenbach. He was the one who actually did 5,000 experiments on sleepwalkers. And what he noticed was whenever the full moon would come, that people would start sleepwalking. And so what he did was he took them and he put them in like an all dark room, and he blacked out the windows, and he noticed that their sleepwalking resolved. Something was drawing them to the moon. It was, and he called this, if you get into the Ode energy or the Odic energy or the ether, the chi, the prana, the orgone, whatever word you want to call it, that was drawing him. And so when he was studying all of this stuff, he also studied that when you put a person in pitch black, these same people who were sleepwalking would be able to see different colors if they were exposed to different metals which were hit by the sun or the moon. They would see what was called like a golden flame. And he called them the sensitives. So that's why he experimented on them. And they willingly did it because the families were trying to figure out, why is my child sleepwalking all the time and walking around the house all the time? But when he exposed them to metals which were connected to the outside in a pitch black room, they had a golden flame. So for example, this is crazy. So copper, as we know, is you have the golden color right here, and it starts to, when it turns patina, like the Statue of Liberty, it starts to turn green. And what he noticed was when you put a sensitive or a sleepwalker in an all pitch black room, and that sun or the moon would hit that copper, they would see a green flame. So then I started thinking, okay, this is like taking it to a whole nother level, because you're seeing like the aura, almost like the dicyninin glasses from Dr. Kilner, which would be able to see the aura. He would change the color spectrums to see this. But so Karl von Reichenbach did all these studies, and he was determining that they were being called by the moon. And when the moon would crank up, because we all know when the full moon comes, you get a lot of energy. And when the eclipse comes, you get a lot of energy. Then these people would begin to sleepwalk. But Karl von Reichenbach's book is really cool. And his stuff is from like the 1700s and 1800s. And people were calling him crazy. And what was really wild was he got to the point, because he sat in the rooms for so long, in a pitch black room for a long period of time, that he could see the colors too. And this makes you wonder, perfect example, you got light pollution everywhere. You are never in pitch black anymore. And you have to ask yourself, does that dim your sixth sense that you have?